Yu is the son of a famous actress, so naturally, everyone expects him to radiate peak main character energy. But in a cruel twist of fate, he's built like a background character with zero notable stats. Just when it seems like he's destined for irrelevance, a group of high-achieving girls starts gathering around him, almost as if he unknowingly activated some magnetic charm inherited from his mother. Sika Academy, a prestigious school renowned for nurturing talent in the performing arts, sports, and advanced academics, becomes Yu's new home. Recently transferred, he quickly draws the ire of his assigned mentor. The mentor constantly criticizes him, not for his actions, but for failing to live up to the legacy of his mother, Subaru Asa, a globally celebrated actress and top student of Sika. Yu struggles in both martial arts and academics, failing advanced courses and unable to match expectations. Despite his shortcomings, some of his peers still believe hidden talents can bloom unexpectedly. Meanwhile, his mentor remains harsh, frustrated by Yu's mediocrity. During one lesson, the mentor insists on testing him, claiming that the Academy's elite trio, the Three Royals, want to see him fight. Though Yu has never trained seriously, he throws a punch with everything he has. It barely lands. Disappointed, the mentor slams him into the ground. Whispers spread quickly. Subaru Asa's son is a failure. Since turning 17, Yu has grown familiar with the sting of disappointment. Still lying on the ground, he shoots a sharp glare at his mentor. It's the same piercing look Subaru once gave during her rise to fame. The resemblance unsettles the mentor. At the very least, Yu inherited her looks, but little else it seems. The scolding continues. Yu says nothing and walks off in silence. Many assume he's used to failure, but the Three Royals still see potential. Frustrated, the mentor attempts to beat some strength into him, only to be kicked from behind by Nico, one of the royals. She's soon joined by her sisters, Kazuki, a top-tier actress, and Miwa, a record-breaking athlete. Nico herself is known as the strongest fighter in school. All three are unrivaled in their respective fields. Yu, still on the ground, watches in disbelief. As Kazuki steps forward, when asked about his scores, it's revealed he lacks talent across the board. The sisters are visibly disappointed. Each had hoped he'd join their programs. Yu, aware of his limits, prepares to leave for the general course, a forgotten division of the school. Before he departs, Nico stops him, assigning him the task of cleaning the dojo, a harsh, unwritten rule for failures. They toss a few parting insults before leaving. Though he wants to protest, Yu silently begins scrubbing. The next day, the dojo gleams from top to bottom. On his way home, he reflects on how he once dreamed of being admired like his mother. He used to rehearse movie lines in front of the television, hoping to capture a fraction of her charisma. But each time he watched her perform, he felt painfully inadequate. He jumped from one hobby to another, chasing a spark that never came. Over time, the bitter truth sank in. He was just average. That truth created a growing distance between him and Subaru, the only family he had. When she became ill and was hospitalized, she often rewatched an old drama in which she had played a mother in a Slice of Life series. The show wasn't flashy, but Yu liked it, and so did she. One evening, while sitting by her bedside, he mentioned how much he loved the dinner scenes, where everyone laughed and talked together. It sparked their first genuine conversation in years. In that moment, Yu realized his mother's deepest wish, for him to find happiness in a simple, loving family.
After closing his notebook filled with those memories, Yu heads off with his bags. He doesn't know how to build a family, but he's ready to try. He arrives at a massive estate, bearing the name Mikadono on the gate. The mansion is grand, and Yu is overwhelmed. Mikadono had said he could come, but Yu hadn't expected a palace. Before he can even unpack, a foot slams into his face, knocking him to the ground. Nico, fresh out of the bath and wrapped only in a towel, stands over him. Mistaking him for a trespasser, she charges at him in full defense mode. Yu tries to explain, but she slips, giving him just enough time to toss a towel over her head and tease her. Nico pulls away in frustration. Soon, her sisters appear. Kazuki thinks Yu looks familiar, while Miwa instantly recognizes him and demands an explanation. Before Yu can respond, his phone rings. He casually mentions Mr. Mikadono, causing all three girls to freeze. It turns out Mr. Mikadono, their father, had made a promise to Yu's late mother, asking him to take care of her son. The twist? The three girls are his daughters. Their father had completely forgotten to inform them. Though shocked, Nico reluctantly accepts their father's decision. Kazuki can't believe her father welcomed someone she views as a failure. Miwa outright refuses to help a clueless freeloader. None of the sisters are thrilled about this new living arrangement. Despite the tension, Yu decides to stay strong, determined to fulfill his mother's wish for a happy family. He formally introduces himself, but the sisters barely acknowledge it. As he carries his bags into the house, he accidentally steps on a pair of panties. Kazuki quickly snatches them, clearly embarrassed. Yu notices the mansion is in complete disarray. The kitchen is filthy with broken glass, dishes piled high in the sink. Kazuki had been assigned dish duty but evidently failed. Yu carefully begins cleaning the mess. The laundry is no better. Miwa had forgotten how to do it, despite remembering complex strategies for her games. She even wrote washing instructions on her hands as a reminder. Nico, in charge of chores, accuses Yu of pointing out their flaws just to insult them. But Yu doesn't care about appearances. He quietly finishes the cleaning. Soon, the entire mansion is spotless. Nico realizes he must have been the one who cleaned the dojo. Yu smiles and offers to clean again, pointing out that at least he's good for something. While he may be lacking in talent, his work ethic begins to stand out. The next morning, Yu is woken by his alarm, expecting a peaceful day, but chaos erupts. Nico is already sparring in the dojo by 7 a.m. Miwa is locked in a screaming match mid-game, and Kazuki is preparing some unidentifiable green concoction in the kitchen. The three sisters are all absorbed in their own worlds. Yu, left behind, wishes they could have breakfast together. But Kazuki is too busy, Miwa lounges with junk food, and Nico is hyper-focused on her training. He tries to offer advice, but a single glance from Miwa shuts him down. Alone, he prepares his breakfast and remembers how his mother used to be too busy to eat with him. That same sense of disconnection returns. He starts to wonder how he can ever relate to these prodigies. Geniuses, he thinks, often live in their own orbit. Still, when Miwa eyes his plate, surprised at how he turned near-expired ingredients into something tasty, he offers to share. She's tempted, but declines, citing her strict martial arts diet. As the sisters rush to leave the house, Yu stops them. They frantically check their bags, worried they forgot something important, only for Yu to tell them, "Have a nice day." The gesture bewilders them, but as they leave, Nico blushes at her reflection. Even Kazuki and Miwa pause to reflect silently on the moment. Left alone again, Yu does the dishes. Mr. Mikadono calls, saying work will keep him away and asking Yu to support the girls during their challenges. Mr. Mikadono believes that if he tries, the girls will eventually come to trust him. Yu, however, remains unsure. How can someone so painfully ordinary ever help girls like them?